It's raining, I'm soaked, and I'm standing in front of what looks like a set of a sci-fi movie that someone accidentally built in real life. Welcome to Singapore. But let me be honest about why I'm here. My Philippine visa expired, which means I had to leave, which means I needed somewhere to go. Singapore was close, Singapore was direct, and Singapore had been on my list for a while. Sometimes the best trips are the ones you didn't plan. I booked a capsule hotel, partially because I find them fascinating, partially because Singapore is not cheap, and this was the most affordable option I could find. I'll show you around it later. Singapore is small. We're talking about a country roughly 1/3 of Jacksonville, Florida, the city that I call home. Except instead of strip malls and humidity, actually they still have humidity, a lot of it, but everything else is different. The first thing I noticed walking towards the Art Science Museum was the walkways, covered, shaded, and almost everywhere. Singapore figured out something most cities haven't. If it's hot and you want people to walk, you build them shade. Simple. And then I looked down at the pavement. Spotless. I've seen a lot of cities. This reminds me of the cleanliness of Tokyo. It's so clean you can walk barefoot. I'll show you later. The Art Science Museum is one of the Singapore's 5 main attractions, and even from the outside, it's something. The building is shaped like a lotus flower in full bloom, 10 fingers reaching upward, each one a different gallery. Rainwater is harvested from the roof, channeled down through the center of the building, and recycled for use in the restrooms. Singapore doesn't build things without a reason. The Art Science Museum was also the world's first museum to seamlessly blend art, science, technology, and culture under one roof. Impressive on paper. In practice, it's weird. Wonderful, but confusingly weird. Okay, most of this is genuinely aimed at children, which is fine. But I'm going to be honest, I paid $66 and I'm looking at interactive drawings. And then Crystal World, the permanent exhibition by art collective Team Labs. Crystal Universe uses thousands of points of light to create three-dimensional images in space. Visitors can use their smartphones to select a different phenomena, planets, stars, galaxies, which then appear around you in 3 dimensions. You walk inside, you're surrounded by light. That part was honestly worth it. I mean, it was very weird and awkward and odd. Even we went to a 3D movie at the end, it was super awkward. I do not understand it. So in my opinion, it is not worth $66, which is about, I don't know, like 50 US or like maybe 60 US. The building, however, looks amazing. So if you like me and you like things that I like, don't come visit, just admire the building from afar. Alright, let's go see what's next on our agenda. Next up, Gardens by the Bay, home of the super trees, which I have been calling the Illuminati trees in my head for some reason, since I first saw a photo of them. Okay guys, here's the deal. You come here daytime, it's free. Actually, nighttime is also free, but daytime here is not as interesting because there's no lights. Go to the domes, there's 2 domes right there. But go see them because they use natural light. I'm going to tell you how much it costs in a minute. And then nighttime, 7:45, there is a show right here. And you can see all of that, and then you can go actually on this little way. Now let's head to the domes. Alright, we're going to go to Cloud Forest and to Flower Dome. First we're going to go to Cloud Forest. Inside the Cloud Forest Dome, you step into something that feels completely impossible. The Cloud Forest replicates the cool, humid conditions found in tropical mountain regions, between 1,000 and 3,000 meters above sea level, inside a glass dome, in Singapore, in 30-degree heat. The indoor waterfall here stands 35 meters tall. Locals call it the Misty Wonderland. There are carnivorous plants, enormous stalactites, orchids growing on every surface. It feels like someone compressed an entire mountain ecosystem into a glass bubble and dropped it next to the shopping mall. That was actually interesting, it's pretty good. Let's go and see the other one. to it is the Flower Dome. The Flower Dome is the largest glass greenhouse in the world. It replicates a cool, dry Mediterranean climate and features 8 themed gardens, showcasing exotic flowers and plants from 5 continents. Well, it sounds like every girl I try to date. So basically there's different types of flowers, trees, and gardens from around the world. Mediterranean, there was a California garden, there's South American, North American garden, and so on and so forth. Which is pretty interesting. And if they don't see you, you can grab a couple of tangerines here and make a run for it. And that's the way out there, so that's a wrap. I think that's way worth it. It was 34 Singaporean dollars, way worth it compared to the art museum that was $66 and was super weird. So my suggestion would be come here. It's finally nighttime and we can go to see the illuminated super trees. And as you can hear, it's pouring down rain. It was miserable, but I still stayed to film it for you guys. So if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe so I don't get pneumonia for nothing. The super trees look like nothing that should exist on this planet. There are 18 of them, between 25 and 50 meters tall. And if you haven't learned how Singapore does things yet, of course the trees are embedded with solar cells that collect energy during the day to power the nightly show. And of course they collect rainwater for irrigation. That's Singapore. The next day I woke up super early. 6 AM in Singapore is a different city. No tour groups, no queues, just you and the heat. My first stop was the Marina Bay Sands Hotel, the one that looks like 3 towers holding up a giant surfboard. Well, opens at 11 and it was 7 AM. So I went to see the Singapore's official mascot who is spitting water into the Marina Bay since 1972. And finally it would not be a full tour of Singapore if we... I forgot where I am for a second. If we don't go to the Merlion. I mean, come at 8 in the morning, guys. It is not jam-packed, which is great. The Merlion, a mythical creature with the head of a lion and the body of a fish. The fish body represents Singapore's origin as a fishing village when it was called Temasek, meaning sea town in Javanese. The lion head represents Singapura, meaning Lion City. Since I'm a solo traveler, I asked someone to take a photo of me with the Merlion. Looking at the photos, I should have taken a selfie. After the Merlion, I headed back to the Marina Bay Sands Sky Park. It was jam-packed, so I went to the back entrance instead. Wink wink. Here's the thing, you can only go up if you sit and eat or drink at the restaurant, which I was very unhappy about. Located 56 stories up from the heart of Marina Bay, the Sky Park observation deck boasts scenic views of the Marina Bay and Singapore's world-class cityscape. You get endless views from 200 meters above ground level, witnessing landmarks like Garden by the Bay, the Super Tree Grove, Cloud Forest Flower Dome, and the Singapore River. Pretty much all of it. Like I said, the country is the size of a small city. And also, it was raining again, and hot. Bring an umbrella, seriously. Look, they want you to buy a $30 cocktail to stand up here. I understand the business model, I disagree with it personally, but the view is undeniably incredible. But you know, all of that could have been explained very easy by the clerk earlier, instead of trying to force me to go to a restaurant. She can literally say, yes, of course it's open, it's in the front. We welcome guests from 9 AM to whatever it was. So you're welcome to come and join us to have a drink and observe in a more calmly manner, because in the front it's going to be a big line. Usually it's a lot of people because it's free. I think it's free. And here, you know, if you have a drink, you're gonna pretty much the same. Observation deck is pretty much the same, except there's less people. Very easy to explain. Oh, and if I haven't said it already, get an umbrella or a poncho. It's very normal in Singapore to rain a lot. It's a tropical climate after all. So, you know, make sure you're a bit protected. On my way back, I got a blister. And honestly, I can show you just how clean Singapore is because I walked home barefoot. Let me show you how clean it is in Singapore. I have a blister on my foot. I tried to put 2 blister thingies, didn't work out, so now I'm walking like this home. And haven't stepped on anything. It's maybe a mile now. Okay. It's so clean, guys. Oh! On the way back, I passed through a Chinese market. You know the one. There's one in every country. So let me show you the capsule hotel. The Jui capsule hotel. You come in, you check in here, which I already did, and get your key card. And it's 4 floors. So here you lock your shoes, because you have to go inside with slippers that they give you, and that's how they keep it clean. My shoes are inside and they are for laundry. This was it for me in Singapore. But before we leave, I've heard a lot of things about this airport. Let's see and check out some of them. Changi Airport has been voted the world's best airport more times than any other airport on Earth. Why? Well, it has a butterfly garden, a rooftop swimming pool, a cinema, a slide, yeah, an actual slide between floors. And then there's a jewel, the Rain Vortex, which is the world's tallest indoor waterfall. 40 meters high, 120 feet for my American friends, surrounded by a 5-story indoor forest, inside an airport. Yeah, I stood there for quite some time, not thinking about the flight, not thinking about going to Thailand, not thinking about anything. Just look at it. Some places save the best for last. Singapore saved it for the airport, which is exactly the kind of thing Singapore would do. Well, that was it. 2 days is all Singapore gave me. 2 days of capsule hotels and covered walkways, a giant illuminated trees, and a merlion topped only by the waterfall at the airport. So pack light, book that flight, and don't forget to get an umbrella. Join me in the next episode where my visa expires, so I had to fly out. First stop, Singapore, and then... Oh wait, I already did that. I'm visiting Thailand to fulfill a long-time dream of mine. No, not that. I'm visiting Maya Bay. See you there.